Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of GodSpeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. The second week in November brings us lots of goodies to discuss on tonight's episode, and my top three picks this week include a gorgeous 2020 Nori Green Inspiration Series with only 2,000 miles, family, coming in at $74,000. We have the most affordable 2019 Inspiration Series with 82,000 miles, but coming in at a very approachable price of $57,000. And we've got a Nia Custom 2018 LC500 with a full carbon fiber body kit and forged black wheels. All right, family, let's get into tonight's episode. But before we do, I greatly appreciate your continued support. Please do subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Up, we've got this beautiful 2020 Lexus LC500. This is a Inspiration Series. Family, this is coming in that gorgeous Nori green exterior, and we get this saddle tan interior, right? I mean, I love this color because we don't see this color anywhere else, and it's got such a beautiful contrast right to the exterior. I think that Nori green and that tan interior with the black accents looks absolutely amazing. Not sure why they're putting those photos up there. Let's see if that's actually, you know what, guys, let's jump over here to the actual dealership and let's see if we've got a few more photos over here. Okay. All right. Nope. Okay, so that looks like that's all the photos that we have. All right, I'll jump back over here. No, you know what? Yeah, I'll jump back over here, guys. So for those of you, who may not be as familiar with this 2020, right? This one goes back to the 2018 Inspiration Series and kind of sits on the touring package, right? And by that, I just mean that we get a glass top on this one. We also get no retractable spoiler, whereas in the 2019, you got the carbon fiber top and you got the retractable spoiler, right? But I think this is one of the most sexiest colors, with this interior, and you only get this interior, obviously, in the Inspiration Series. Let's take a look at the deets real quick on this one, family, which is going to be just that much more impressive. We've got a price tag of $74,900 for 2020 Inspiration Series. We do see these Nori Green 2020 Inspiration Series every now and then, and they always come in at this around $72,000 to $75,000 price point. But I think what makes this one different, family, is that it is 0 accidents, a one-owner vehicle, and I missed the best part, which actually we're going to have to go over here to their dealership to see it. But the best part, family, is this thing, and you guys can't even see it right there. We're going to have to go over to the Carfax report. This thing only has 2,000 miles on it. Okay. And I don't even think it's going to show the full. Yeah, it's like I'll come back over here and I'll put it on the thing, but it's 2,780 miles on this thing. And guys, that is absolutely impressive, right? Sorry for all the back and forth on the different screens, but for a 2020 with only 2,000 miles on it for $74,900 Inspiration Series, and this thing has got 0 accidents on one owner. That's what justifies this one coming in at $74,900. Now let's take a quick look at the Carfax on this one, right? I don't anticipate seeing a lot on this one because it's a one-owner vehicle, but a couple things I want to call out that Carfax is pulling out on their report, right? They're showing that this vehicle has a Carfax value of about $87,000, and this price point is showing $12,000, almost $13,000 below value. So they're calling this a great deal. I'm going to have to call it a great deal too, because traditionally, right, we're seeing a lot of the Inspiration Series come in with a little bit more towards that 15 to 20,000 mile price point. I mean, 20,000 miles history, and they're coming in roughly in this ballpark, right? So to have something with 2,000 miles on it, I think they're right. I don't know that it's a full $13,000, but it's absolutely some value baked in, and I do agree that this is a really good price. Okay, all right. It looks like we got 3 service records on this one. Let's see if we can get a little bit more about it. Lexus of Wichita is where it came out of, in Kansas City. Looks like 10,000 miles service done. And again, guys, sometimes, right, when these vehicles sit up and they don't put the 5,000 miles per 6-month interval that the dealership expects, folks still take them in because you get the first 5 and 10,000 services absolutely free when you purchase the car brand new. Okay. So more than likely, I bet you there's a 5 and a 10,000 on here, 2 oil changes, probably even more than that. Sometimes they just don't load them up, but if you give Lexus a call and then you provide them with that VIN number right there, they can absolutely confirm how many services have been done to this vehicle in their database. Okay. So family, if you are looking for a really, this is actually a really tremendous opportunity at this stage in the year, right? And again, I think the things that call this one out, if you're looking for an inspiration series, you love this Nori green color, right? This one absolutely looks to be untouched, no tint, no nothing, right? This is in a pristine condition with only 2,000 miles. And you got 74,009 to start the conversation, then family, I think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for you. Next up, we've got another inspiration series, but unlike the 2019 inspirations that we've seen, I've got to say that this is the most affordable 2019 inspiration series that I've ever seen on the market. And I'll go ahead and say exactly what's driving that price. And it's going to be this 82,000 miles on it. But again, family, we've had, when we have to have a real conversation about these Lexus vehicles, right? Particularly with a vehicle that we've had a lot of experience with, and we know what issues, if we're going to face any, we pretty much know what those issues are going to be, right? Door actuators and things of that nature, okay? But nothing around transmission in most cases, or motors or anything like that, right? And so when we have a conversation, or when I present a vehicle that's got this many miles on it, I know for some people who don't have a long-standing relationship with the Lexus vehicles, they might think that, wow, that's a lot of miles, right? If we're talking about a different manufacturer, absolutely. But for a Lexus, this thing is not even fully broken in yet. And so I've got to get this one in front of us tonight. So guys, we got a 2019 Lexus LC500. This is the inspiration in this beautiful flare yellow exterior, right? The car looks to be in tremendous shape, right? Especially when you think about those 80 some odd thousand miles that we got on it. I love the tint, right? This looks to be legal. I love the tint that we've got on this. With the exception of that, guys, I don't see anything else that's been touched on the vehicle. No suspension work. We've got the retractable spoiler sitting back there. And of course, we're going to have the carbon fiber top on this one. Okay. There's that retractable spoiler. I mean, everything else looks to be 100% subtle. Now, I'm going to have a close eye on a couple things, especially for this vehicle, because I love this interior, but it definitely is a lighter interior. So let's see if we can see a lot of wear on this. But on the door right here, guys, I'm seeing nice, clean, vibrant colors. Might be a little bit of wear right there. So if you're looking at this vehicle in person, double check right here where your arm would probably rest, okay? Looks like we don't have a lot of scratches or anything like that on that carbon fiber door seal, which tends to get quite a bit of scratches on it. Now, these seats can be tricky, right, because of the shading, okay? But, what you're going to have to do in person is you're just going to have to inspect these guys. Now, I've seen folks who actually replace these, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe these seats are about $800 to $1,000 each, and it's just the top leather cover here, right? So it's not the whole seat and all the mechanisms. But that back looks pretty clean. Let's finish looking here. Back looks pretty clean. Again, I'm not going to be able to do it justice, family, because right here you can see some of those pleats, and especially for the vented air and cooled seats. So that's going to be something that you just want to have, a closer inspection of when you get to the actual store, right? Definitely take a look at those and see if that's going to be too weathered for your liking, okay? But keep in mind, right, if they are weathered and that's the only thing that's hindering you from this vehicle, keep that replacement in your back pocket and then maybe use that to leverage a little bit of reduction on this price with them, okay? All right. Other than that, everything else looks to be good. I don't see any scratches, unnecessary scratches right here. Of course, we're not going to have a retractable, a glass top because we got the carbon fiber top. Everything looks good right there. Yeah, family. I mean, this looks good. Let's take a look at the deets on this. We already talked about this. $57,600. Absolutely cheapest 2019 Inspiration I've seen. And I've been doing this for 3 years at least. We also have this one. I think this one is 0 accidents and 2 previous owners. So I'm actually loving that data, right? I love the fact that we don't have any accidents to contend with. And I also love the fact that we just got 2 owners on this guy, all right? When we go over to the actual website, I was hoping to be able to get the Carfax because I think that's going to be a critical piece of information because we've seen some varying information from, car gurus and the actual Carfax over the summer. Just make sure you get your hands on the actual Carfax before you move any further on this opportunity, okay? But given that the Carfax says that there's no accidents and 2 previous owners, guys, I think this is going to be a tremendous deal, right? I don't think we got any extra pictures here. No, looks to be the same pictures, but let's just kind of run through the real quick. So family, if you're looking for a gorgeous 2019, you love this performance package base Inspiration series, right? And you're okay with those higher 82,000 miles so that you can get a much lower entry price on this at $57,600, then I absolutely think this is going to be one you'll want to check out. Last but not least, guys, we've got a very, very tasteful, but a modified 2018 Lexus LC500. So family, let's just talk about this one real quick. Guys, ultra white exterior on this one, right? I can also see that we've got a Nia full body kit on this. Now, one thing I love about these Nia kits is that number one, you can install them yourself, but what more importantly is that whether you install them or somebody else or a shop installs them, what I love about these body parts is that they actually use the manufacturer holes in order to install with. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you're going to have a lot more stability in a kit like this because there's no guesswork to how you're going to install it. Okay. It's very simple, very straightforward. And more importantly, it's right there integrated into the actual vehicle itself. And so as a result of that, right, you're going to have to deal with less wind issues, less shaking, rattling, and anything of that nature. Okay. All right. I also love too that we got the, I don't know if that's a Nia matching spoiler or not. I'm not 100% familiar with this one, but we got a little tinted windows on this one too. I mean, this one looks to be a really nice opportunity. Oh, it's the carbon fiber one too, so a little bit more value in this one, right? And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it's like a matte potentially. So haven't seen a lot of these. Obviously I've seen the gloss black ones. I've even seen the color match ones, but this carbon fiber one, if I'm not mistaken, is one of their newer lines. So definitely take a look at this. But if it's anything like any of Nia's other products, guys, then I don't think we're going to have any issues whatsoever. I'm looking at the front bumper right there. And again, looks like it was installed properly because everything's right there 100% seamless. Okay. All right. The other piece on here is we got some these look to be 21-inch wheels. And it's hard to see. They look like forged wheels. Let's see if we can get some better pictures on this one, right? But we got some Potenzas. So those are Bridgestone tires, but I think those are 21s. Also looks to be, unless those are 22s, looks to be like we've probably got a slight drop on this one as well, right? Let's get back to the car here. Actually, looks like we don't have a lot more pictures of the car. So these could be 22s, family, or they could be 21s, and we might have a slight drop. I think you'll have to check that out. But based upon, the angle that I'm looking at, was I able to see? No. Based on the angle that I'm looking at, I think we probably got a drop on here, or these are 22-inch wheels, okay? Let's jump back out here to deets, okay? And family, we've got a $64,807 opportunity. And listen, that's one of the reasons that I've got it in front of us because, yes, this is a customized vehicle, and I think that's going to play well for somebody who is looking for a custom LC500. But guess what? With these amazingly low miles of 29,000, this is also one of the best priced Lexus LC500s with under 30,000 miles on the market, right? If you guys remember, last episode I talked about this a little bit in detail, but these 2018s have actually been increasing in value, right? While we've seen some of the 2020s, 21s in particular, come down in price a bit. Again, I've been doing some research. I don't know anything around that other than the fact that there's a little bit of conversation, out there about the 2018s were built a bit differently in the sense that, again, I'm paraphrasing here, right? But these were more hand built in the 2018 models because they were the first productions than potentially some of the later models. Okay, take that with a grain of salt, right? I'm just giving you what a little bit of what I'm hearing out there, and that might go into the fact, you got other people on the other side who say, listen, the transmission improvements, the weight reduction, the ride quality and things of that nature that happened in the later years would play against getting an early model, right? So you've just got to get out there and drive the vehicle and see if those minor adjustments make a big difference for you or not, okay? When we look at the rest of the story behind this car though, right? 0 accidents, 3 previous owners. The 3 previous owners are high, but they're not outrageous, right? We talked about this over the summer. When we got into the middle, or we got into 24 period, right? We saw that we've got 6 to 7 years in vehicles being on the road. And the reality is that sometimes these vehicles are great luxury plays for a few years, and then people sometimes move on, and that's why we're seeing higher ownership on them. Okay, but I'm not 100% scared off by the 3 previous owners. What I love more is that we've got 0 accidents to discuss. Okay. All right, let's jump over here to Mercedes dealership, right? We're not going to get a lot more pictures or anything of that nature. They do give you a little bit more information. I can't believe, let me see real quick, guys. Did they not show us a picture of the interior? No, they didn't. Okay, but it's Rioja red interior, and I think that's another gorgeous combination there. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen, let me see if I can tell from the picture. Really hard to tell from the picture, guys, if this is a sports package or not. But because of the dark red on that, I'm going to say maybe. So again, can't hold me to it. But I do love the fact that we got that Rioja red. If I see anything right here that references the package that it is, I'll absolutely call that out. Okay. So let's jump over to the Carfax, and again, we've got a fair value reported from Carfax showing to be about maybe $1,000 overpriced here, but they're confirming no accidents reported, right? And then when we look at the service, there's our 3 owners. Let's see what we can tell about those owners. 2017, kept it for 2.5 years, kept it for 4 years, kept it for 1.5 years, right? The first owner put the most miles on them, and then everybody else kind of garage kept it, right? So California car out the gate, looks like just regular service stuff right there. Yep, not a lot of service history on this vehicle, but again, I think what we do is we call up the Lexus dealership, partner with a friendly representative out there, give them this VIN number, ask them for some details on this car, and more than likely, family, for a vehicle that is 6 to 7 years on the road, actually 7 years because this one looks like it got delivered in 2017. So family, I think we're going to absolutely find more service history than what we're showing here on Carfax, all right? So let's go back to the tape on this one. Guys, beautiful 2018 opportunity, right? It is custom, but if you're looking for something that's custom, we've got, I can't confirm the brand of these wheels, right? So you'll have to look a little further into that, but we do know a little bit about the Nia kits, right, guys? And they are a very good option. And they're not the cheapest option either, right? But they're very, very reliable. You're looking for something that's got that candy cane combo. You want something that's under 30,000 miles, and you've got that budget of $64,807, then family, I absolutely think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for you to look at.